Hey everybody, I'm back in town. Here, let me try to get decent lighting. Okay, well I'm back in town and I was wondering how everybody's Tour de Fleece spinning was going. So if you don't know, we have a team. It's the Crafty Misfits Tour de Fleece team, and so we kind of had group challenges that some people are participating in more than others. But our first week was fractal yarn, which this I finally I finally got mine plied, which is really sad. I'm clearly bringing up the rear of the, like, everybody else on the team is doing really good. And I'm definitely bringing up the rear. Hey, good morning. Just because we've got so many, I don't know, the kind of the way it goes with our business is we get, like, I've got our retail line and then we get like big bulk order lines, and so then the fiber has to get like acquired and dyed and whatever. So it's like you kind of have a lull before the storm. Hey, Raven. And so the storm has recently hit in the form of lots and lots of fiber that has to get spun. So I have not had the luxury of just so much spinning to spin with Tour de Fleece, but this was my fractal. And so I just kind of wanted to show I was really happy how my color changes turned out, and I wanted to show that here. You can see you've got some sections that are, I guess I need to step back, that you can see where the blues are all here, and then this kind of like light pinky colors all here. It's very hard to get all of this in the camera, but yeah, there you go, that's a good shot. I'm super happy with how the color changes came out in this, and here I can, there you go. Thank you. I was really happy with it. This was actually one of the braids of, for shameless plug here, this was one of our past month Merino Braid Club braids. So that is where this particular fiber came from. So this is a merino, and here, now I can show you better. You can see how with the fractal spinning, you've got kind of groupings of blue, and then you've got under here more of the groupings of light pink. And in our previous video that I did for this playlist on kind of how to do it, I showed you how, and I know there's a bunch of different ways to do this, but I showed you how I did it, where I split the roving down the middle, and then I pulled one into ribbons of kind of like shorter length color changes, and then I did the other half with longer length color changes. And then I did want to tell y'all that what is your spinning wheel? My spinning wheel is, you can kind of see one of them over there in the background. It is the King Bee. It's a spinolution wheel. I'm a dealer for spinolution, and I actually have recently become their customer outreach education person. So I have the Polywog, the King Bee, and the bullfrog are the ones that we currently have. And like I said, you can see the King Bee. I'm currently using one of my old favorites over my shoulder, and it's a great wheel, and I'm happy to link information on that. But like I said, and with these, I did want to tell you, I did do one other thing with my long color changes when I spun this. I actually pulled the long color changes just real quickly. So I mean, it wasn't like an exact science, but I kind of made a pile out of just the half that was the long color changes. I pulled it into like blue, purple, and I guess kind of this pinky color. I mean, I didn't get like super precious about it or anything. But yeah, generally just kind of a more blue, more purple, more pink piles as before I spun my long color changes. So that way on one of my bobbins, oh, I love the Lewitt S17. That's what I learned on. Those are fantastic wheels. I liked, with me, what attracted me to the Lewitt S17 was I liked the stronger uptake and then the big solid wheel. That way none of my kids were like jamming their hands through it. So fantastic choice. I love Lewitt. I've got one of my first videos has me talking about how much I love that wheel too. But my bobbins, I had one with very short color changes, and then the other one you could see when I was applying this was like you went through all the blues, all the pinks, all the purples, you know, so I really tried to keep that long color change separate. So I'm really happy with, I'm happy with how it turned out, and I'm happy with my technique of getting the colors separated, because it was very easy. And as y'all know, with my life and my children and the dog and everything else, that, you know, I don't have time to, you know, get super technical about stuff. So I was really happy with my fast and dirty approach to fractal yarn spinning. So that was, I wanted to report that I'm not a complete failure at Tour de Fleece. I did get my fractal spinning done. And while we were at the beach, like I said, I was explaining my kind of lull before the storm. So it was like I had all this stuff coming in. I knew I was going to have to spin, but it hadn't gotten to me yet. So I actually got to do relaxing beach spinning on our trip. So this is some of, I've got some more on another bobbin I need to take off. But this is just some mulberry silk. It's really pretty, and you can see really shiny and getting the light from the window. But this is a little skein of mulberry silk. I'm just doing it single ply because I like single ply, and that way I get, it was a gift from Christina Mossad, my friend, and one of our dyers on our dye team gave this to me for Christmas, I think 2 years ago, which I really appreciated. And so this is obviously for me to keep, and like I said, I've got more, but this was, I wanted to show I did spin for accountability purposes while we were out of town in Myrtle Beach. And so that's what's up. And here, if you want to see my wheel and my dirty kitchen, ignore the dirty kitchen. This is the King Bee that you were asking about. It's really cool. It actually folds into a box. What I'm currently working on for one of our big orders, these are actually going to Vogue Knitting. I'm very excited about in Columbus, Ohio. This is some faux cashmere. It's been custom dyed, and so that's turning into yarn here, about DK weight. It's really soft. And then this one, this one is the same material, but just a different colorway. So I have been spinning, but not necessarily Tour de Fleece. So I guess I can count it for yardage. I will count all of this for yardage and weight, but it was not on topic. So I did share and add to the playlist, if you're on our Tour de Fleece playlist, an older video of, it has our old dog in it. She's passed away. So shout out to Suzanne. But an older video on spinning from art bats. So go check that out. I don't think I'd really have anything new to say now that wasn't in that video. Art bats are really fun. You pretty much can't mess it up. Just start on one end, and you can either use a textured art bat or, you know, with like the locks and the little like silk or merino noil or neps. I've heard it either way, that gives you like the bumps and the tweed, or you can do something really smooth. My silk might have actually counted as it was just one big hank of silk, but it wasn't so much roving, it was kind of in like a bat, so I guess that might count. It's a very smooth one. But go check out the bats video. If you have any questions, you know, post them on that. Like I said, it is an older video, but you know, it definitely shows a textured art bat. So this week, textured art bat week. We're wrapping up the third week. Last week was Rologs. We had a great video. My dog, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, we had Suzanne, and if you watch a lot of our older videos, as opposed to my skin being more and less pimply and my hair changing colors, Suzanne is in a lot of pretty much all of my earlier videos, and she was our dog we got when my husband and I, like forever ago before we had kids, and she was our first baby, and she passed away a year ago, pretty much this month, right after the 4th of July. So that was sad. But we have Jolene now because I couldn't function without one. So, yeah, no, joining our group, that is an excellent point. We're very laid back, so feel free to jump in and count any yardage you've been spinning for any other groups or just in general. You can find us either on Ravelry. We are an official wildcard group, so we are the Crafty Misfits, or you can just, I'm a little off on Ravelry. You can search Crafty Housewife Yarns and then find our discussion thread, or if you don't Ravelry because you find it confusing like I do, then we also have it in our Facebook group, which is where we're most active. Which is if you just go on Facebook and search Handspun Yarn Love or Crafty Housewife Yarns and then just look for the group. But the official group title is Handspun Yarn Love, and we're mostly active there. So there's a lot of people, Tour de Fleece and otherwise, you know, talking and doing stuff and spinning and sharing things. So come hang out. And anyway, I've rambled enough. I can hear my kids upstairs. We have to go do the post-vacation, go buy all the things that aren't in the house. and try to get a stinky potato smell out of the pantry. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of the day. And then hopefully that I got a lot of spinning to do. So we will talk to y'all soon. And yeah, come join our group, please, Raven. I'll be looking for you. Bye.